Ministry, taking the gospel to all nations. Time Worldwide Ministry, taking the gospel to all nations.
Thini wa ritwa ria Mwathani na umuthi nigwenda tuthi na mbere kurora uhoro wa andu aria mataiguaga, that is the deaf. Last time nitwa discussed the various categories of the deaf people, na tukiona we discussed like 5 categories, na aria twarigiriirie na tukiuga ati aria mena severe na profound hearing impairment acio ni aria magivatara muno gukorwo magithoma sign language, ni tondu ona hearing aids ni ciagaga kumateithia na njira iria yagiriire. Koguo umuthi ngwenda tu discuss sign language, na tukiingira horo wa sign language which is the language for the deaf. Ndimwire ati sign language ikoragwo ikidepend na the country iria turari horo wayo. Tuoka Kenya ni tukoragwo na Kenyan Sign Language. Twathi America tugakorwo na American Sign Language. O country ndiri wathi Uganda kwina Ugandan Sign Language. Koguo ri sign language sino tiganu. Koguo tungithoma sign language ya guku Kenya uthie Uganda ni ukuvatara kumenya signs iria mahuthagira, tondu to muhaka makorwo makihuthira signs hanaine. Riu koguo ni ta kirathi gucoka ringi nigetha wathi Uganda uikare thi nigetha umenye na uria masainaga indo citiganite, na nigetha ukihote gukorwo ukiforo kana mugi communicate na deaf aku. Riu koguo njuge sign language ni language iria ihuthagirwo ni the hearing impaired. Koguo in Kenya twina Kenyan Sign Language tondu ihuthagirwo guku Kenya, na njuge atiriri sign language ri ni visual gestural language. Na uguo ni kuga atia visual gestural ni kuga atiriri ni no muhaka mundu akorwo akiona na aka make gestures. Koguo signs icio mamekaga nicio ihotaga kumateithia gu communicate. Riu koguo ri mundu deaf nigetha akorwo akihuthira sign language no muhaka akorwo akiona, nigetha akarora akona uria mundu ucio ungi ara sign na akahota kuelewa ni ki aramwira na magihota gu communicate. Na kaingĩ sign language ihuthagira symbols, na niguo tukuona ati with time ni tukuona symbols nicio representaga the ideas and concepts. Tene kwa huthagirwo gestures ni tondu tariu ona aciari ana magia na ciana deaf agikamenya mwana ucio ndaiguaga, ona mwana ucio agatuika ni eguthie cukuru na nigetha learn sign language ni hari gestures iria mahuthagira. Okorwo ni mami wa mwana he gestures iria huthagira nigetha akahota gu communicate na mwana ni akoragwo akimenya uria mamu wao arauga. But obvious with the time mwana ucio akura athie thukuru amenya sign language, then we also encourage aciari a ciana ici nao magathie makaran sign language na nigetha makahota gu communicate properly na mwana wao with the correct sign language. Riu koguo ni njuge sign language tondu ni tuguthoma sign language with time, we will actually see that sign language is not or does not match other languages. Koguo tutingiuga ati sign language ni ta Githungu kana ni ta Gikuyu kana Githweri, aca. Koguo we are going to find that it is unique in its own way, na ungi compare sign language na Githungu there is a tendency ya kuona ati it is broken English, tondu even when you are writing sentences in sign language ni ukuona ni Githungu broken, and therefore the deaf usually will understand that language very well. No nyende tumenye the importance. What is the importance of sign language? Bata wa sign language ni uriku? Wa mbere, sign language ĩ bata muno tondu ni language iria ituteithagia gu communicate na andu aria deaf. If we are able to learn sign language, we can definitely be able to communicate with the deaf. Njoke njuge atiriri, sign language niyo language ĩrĩa ĩtũmaga deaf ona ma advance professionally. Okorwo nĩ mwana ũcio deaf athiĩ thukuru nĩ ahotaga gũthoma na akahota kũrĩkia thukuru okorwo nĩ eka kĩgerio gĩake kĩa standard 8 akauma 8 agathi secondary ona akahota gũthiĩ university na kĩgerio gĩkĩ gĩkahota kũhe mwana ũyũ a profession agatuĩka no atuĩke any professional angĩkorwo akĩbatara. Na njoke njuge atĩrĩrĩ, andũ deaf nĩ mahotaga ku form social groups among themselves learn sign language. Otherwise, deaf ũtoĩ sign language, it becomes very difficult gũkorwo communicate na other deaf. Ningĩ no nyende tũmenye atĩrĩrĩ, who uses sign language? Nĩ amahũthagĩra sign language. Andũ arĩa mbere, category andũ arĩa mbere makoragwo makĩhũthĩra sign language nĩ the deaf. Nĩ tondũ deaf gũtirĩ language ĩngĩ moĩ tiga sign language. So those are the first category of people mahũthagĩra sign language. Arĩa angĩ makoragwo makĩhũthĩra sign language nĩ the family members. So as I said, andũ arĩa mena ciana deaf, aciari arĩa mena ciana deaf and the siblings, it is very important makilearn sign language na nigetha makahota ku communicate na ciana icio ciao na the rest of the family members. Andũ arĩa angĩ makoragwo makilearn sign language ni the interpreters. Interpreters nĩ arĩa mateithagĩrĩria andũ arĩa deaf gũkorwo magi communicate na sign language, tondũ interpreters mostly they hear, so nĩ marahota kũigua ũrĩa kũrathiĩ na mbere, and therefore they sign for that person who cannot hear, that is the person who is deaf. Andũ arĩa angĩ magĩrĩire nĩ gũkorwo makilearn sign language ni the teachers, and especially arimũ arĩa marathomithia ciana deaf. It is important they learn the sign language nigetha mwana ũcio athi kĩrathi akahota, mwarimũ akahota communicate na mwana ũyũ na njĩra ĩrĩa yagĩrĩire. Andũ arĩa angĩ magĩrĩire nĩ gũthoma sign language ni the various service providers. For example, mwana deaf kana mũndũ deaf athi thibitarĩ, kũngĩkorwo the nurses attending or the doctor nĩoĩ sign language, it becomes very easy for the doctor to diagnose the problem ĩrĩa mwana ũyũ enayo kana mũndũ ũyũ deaf enayo. Andũ arĩa angĩ nĩ shopkeepers, andũ arĩa mendagia nduka, and especially angĩkorwo me handũ hena person who is deaf, it is also necessary for them to learn sign language. Rĩu njuge atĩrĩrĩ, nĩ tũkoragwo na the features to be observed during a dialogue in Kenyan sign language. That is, ũrĩa ndĩramini nĩ atĩrĩrĩ, rĩrĩa ũra communicate na mũndũ ũcio deaf rĩ, nĩ maũndũ marĩkũ twagĩrĩire nĩ kũrora? Wa mbere, no mũhaka maintain good eye contact. Tarĩu ndingĩkorwo nĩ ndĩracainĩra mũndũ deaf arũgamĩte mbere yakwa na ndaranyona. Koguo you have to make sure atĩ mũndũ ũyũ ũracainĩra the deaf person nĩ arakuona harĩa ũrĩ, it is very clear, nigetha na signs iria ciothe ũkũmĩki rĩ, mũndũ ũyũ agakorwo nĩ arafollow the communication. Na nĩkĩo twĩragwo at least mũndũ ũyũ ndagakorwo very far, agakorwo in the range of like 3 meters from where you are, na nigetha mũkahota gũ communicate. So eye contact, good eye contact is very very important. Ndũkanakorwo nĩ ũracainĩra mũndũ deaf na actually ndarakuona, nawe no mũhaka ũkĩmuone na nigetha mũkahota gũ communicate, and that becomes very very necessary. The other feature nĩ atĩ nĩ wega gũcainagĩra andũ aya with respect. Ona kũngĩkorwo maybe the situation is bad, rĩngĩ he kaũndũ gatathiĩte na mbere wega, at least whoever is signing, you should ensure that you sign with some respect, and the signs you use are respectable signs. Ona deaf no marĩ abuses, signs mahũthagĩra cia abusive language, and therefore it is important to avoid kuhũthĩra those abusive signs na nigetha tukahota gũ communicate now effectively. The other one is a careful selection of signs. When especially the interpreter is interpreting, it is also necessary to choose good signs so that the deaf can actually follow and they will not feel intimidated. The other one is, before you sign for the deaf, it is important ugakorwo ni urathikiriria whatever is happening o uria kurerwo na nigetha ugakorwo ni uramucainira na njira ĩrĩa yagĩrĩire na ukamuhe time so that angikorwo maybe kuri kiuria arenda kuria you give them time also to ask na nigetha ukahota guthi na mbere with the discussion. Now another thing is gwendaga turore ni the principles or rules of signing. He mawatho tuhuthagira na nigetha tukahota gukorwo tugicommunicate na the deaf. I have said, for example, sign for the deaf, make sure at least the distance is not so much between you and the deaf. It's about 3 meters or less, but it should not exceed because athi haraihu muno akore haraihu muno no age ku follow signs ciaku and then communication definitely will be interfered with. Now when you are signing for the deaf, make sure you are in front. Urugamite mbere yake na ni arakuona and then he is able to see your hands properly and all the signs you are making. The other one is no muhaka ukorwo ukiensure ati all the signs you are making dura sign very fast or you are not again very slow. Tondu riu ningi no ukisaini kahora muno ona mwana uyu riki nake akinoge ni gukurora. So at least the speed at which you are signing should be actually a reasonable speed. Riu koguo ri tukirora maundu maya ri ni nguga ati no nyende we introduce I wanted to introduce you to the letters of the alphabet. Tondu angikorwo ni tuguthoma sign language, then it is important twambiririe na the letters of the alphabet. Ni makoragwo na the letters of the alphabet na nigetha riria ringi kwagia na kiugo hihi utaramenya sign ya kiugo kiu ukahota gwika kindu gitagwo finger spelling, ukahuthira the letters of the words using the letters of the alphabet iria deaf makihuthagira. Na riu ni ngwenda thie into the letters of the alphabet na nigetha tuhote kusilan. Ni ngwanjia na the first letter of the alphabet tondu tuguthie from A to Z na twanjie na the letter A. Letter A tumisainaga uguo, that is letter A. All the other fingers are bending and this the big finger here is actually upright. So that is letter A. So when you are signing for the deaf, that is the letter A. So if that is letter A, then it is obvious that from A we go to letter B. So letter B, this is how we sign letter B. That is letter B. Then from letter B we go to letter C. That is how we sign C. And then from letter C we go to letter D. So that is D. Then from D we go to letter E. So that is how we sign letter E. That is letter E. Then from letter E we go to letter F. So that is letter F. So that is how we sign F. Then from F we go to G. That is letter G. So we use the index finger and the big finger, and that is letter G. Then from G we have H. So this is letter H. So you slant these two fingers, the index finger and the middle finger, and then that is our H. So you say that is H. Then from H we go to letter I. So that is letter I. We use the small finger to represent letter I. Then from J we go to K. So that is letter K. So you can see where my thumb is, and that is letter K. Then from letter K we go to L. So that is L. So you can see this one has a shape of letter L. So from L we go to M. So M we use those three fingers, then we bend them like that. So that is letter M. From letter M we go to N. So N we are only going to use these two fingers and you bend them like that. So the difference between letter M we use the three fingers and we fold them. Then for letter N we use only two fingers, and that is letter N. Then from letter N we have O. That is letter O. That is O. And then from O, we go to P. P is just like K, but you bend it. So you have letter K, and when you bend K, then you make a P. So that is P. Then from P, we have Q. So Q, you have the same shape like for G, but now you move it down. So that is Q. So Q is G, but you move downwards. You make a downward movement, and that will be letter Q. Then from Q, you have letter R. So again, we are going to use these two fingers we used for letter N, but now you cross them. You cross them like this. So you make sure, some people have a problem like me of making sure that the one finger crosses on top of the other, so that we form letter R. So that is letter R. Then from letter R, we have S. S, the shape is similar to that one of letter A. Remember that was letter A. But for S, the big finger will definitely come to the front, and that is letter S. So we have S, that is letter S. And then we have T. We use the index finger and again the big finger, and then you put the index finger on top of the, it gives you letter T. So that is T. And then T, from T we go to U. So U, again, you use the two fingers we used for letter N, but now they are both standing. You don't bend, and that definitely gives you letter U. Then V, you spread the two to make the shape of letter V. So that is V. So U, V. Then for W, we are going to use the three fingers we used for M, but this time they should be standing. So when you bend them, you make letter M. When they are upright, that is W. So from W, we go to X. Letter X, I fold this, and then I only have the index finger, and I bend it to the side like that. So that is letter X. Now from letter X, we have Y. So Y, we fold the mid, all the three middle fingers, and we leave the thumb and the index finger standing. So that is Y. So that is letter Y. So these three are folding, and then we have the two which are upright. Then from Y, we go to Z. So you use the small finger and you sign letter Z. So I think we need to repeat, and as we go on, we shall run more of the words. So if I want to say I want to repeat, this is the word repeat. So this is the sign for repeat. So I want to repeat the letters of the alphabet very fast, and I hope we will be together. So I start with letter A, that is A. Then we have letter B. Then we have C. Then we have D. Then we have letter E. Then F. From F, we go to letter G. Then from G, we go to H. From H, we go to letter I. Then J. Then K. Then L. Then M. Then N. Then O. Then P. Then Q. Then R. Then S. Then T. U. V. W. X. Y. Z. And we finish. So I want you to first of all practice signing the letters of the alphabet, and for the next lesson we will now fingerspell some words. We will fingerspell our names. We will also fingerspell a few other names, very common names which we use, and then we see how we can actually use the letters of the alphabet to sign our own words. And I want to wish you a very good week, and next time be prepared, and I hope that you'll have done enough practice on the letters of the alphabet, ready to learn some words. Goodbye. Thank you for listening.
Tai Worldwide Ministry.